Hi besties, welcome back to my channel again. It's me, Style by Cheesy, and on today's channel I'm going to be teaching you, or rather showing you, how I went about this oversized pleated shirt. It's a pleated shirt, but the pleating is just on the waist side. Okay, so if this is what you're interested in, you like to keep on watching. If you're a return subscriber, thank you for stopping by, and if you're just seeing my channel for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. And don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you could be seeing more of our videos, more of our beautiful tutorials. Okay, so for this I'll be making use of this cotton fabric. Yeah, this is not a crepe. You can use crepe for yours, but I advise you use a cotton fabric for you to get this exact look. So without wasting much of your time, let's dive into this tutorial. So what I have here is I have my fabric, my chalk, my ruler, my scissors, and my matching thread. On here I have 3.5 yards of fabric. I don't but I later realized it was too much. So if you're on the bigger side, make use of 3 yards. If you're on the smaller side, make use of 2.5. Actually, this shirt depends on how big or how free or how many pleats you want yours to be on the waist side. Don't worry, during the tutorial you will understand. Okay, so I'm going to open up my fabric like this, fold it into two, mark my starting point. I don't know if this chalk is visible to you guys, but it's I'm trying my best to make it visible. Okay, so like I said, I made use of 3.5, but if you want to make use, if you want to sew this fabric, it totally depends on how free you want yours to be. Okay, I later ended up using 3 yards. So I'm going to be coming down for my vertical measurement, which is my armhole. My armhole is 9, but I'm going to be chalking down 11 inches. Okay, because the shirt is kind of free on the armhole side. Then my bust point, my waist point, my hip point, and the length I want this shirt to be. Okay, you won't be seeing the length, but the length I want it to be is both the hemming allowance, everything is 40, because the side is going to be having like a basket fit. Okay, so just do what you see me doing. The length of this shirt is 40. Okay, so if you want yours lesser or higher, it depends on you. So the next thing I'm going to do is, after taking my vertical point, I'm going to be getting my shoulder measurement divided by 2. Now for this, my shoulder measurement divided by 2 is 9, but I'm going to be adding extra 5 inches. So the 5 inches is for ease. As you can see on the thumbnail, and it's also displayed on the screen right now, the shoulder came down. Okay, so I measured my shoulder divided by 2, and I added 5 inches allowance. Okay, that's 5 inches more for it to fall down. So I came down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and I connected into the neckline area. The neck width for this is 3, neck depth is 1.5. okay, I'm drafting out my back part, my back. Okay, I'm drafting out my back first, and I'm going to use the back to draft for the front. So I curved my armhole. I'm going to be taking my bust measurement divided by 4, which is my bust measurement divided by 4 is 11.5. I'll be adding extra 5 inches for ease. Hope you understand. Then my waist measurement divided by 4 is 10. I'll be adding extra 9 inches for ease. You know, the waist part is where it's snatched. Okay, so you can add 5 inches depending on how snatched or how many pleats you want your waistline to be. But for me I added 9 inches, although later I reduced it to 8 inches. So just do whatever you want on the waistline. So for the hip line, I divided my hip into 4. My hip divided by 4 is 13.5. I added extra 5 inches for ease. So now the only place that has 5 inches is my bust and my hip. For my waist, I added 8 inches. Okay, so for the waist, you can add more, you can add lesser, depending on how snatched you want your waist area to be, because the waist area is the part which is snatched on, is the only place being snatched on this shirt dress. Okay, I don't know if you guys understand. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead now and draft this out. That's cut it out. As you can see, I went in again by 1 inch from the waist side, which is I used 8 inches. That's 8 inches for ease on the waistline. Okay, so if you want yours more pleated or more snatched, okay, add more than 8. You can add 10, 12. If you want yours lesser, you can add 5. Okay, you can maintain that 5 you have for your bust and for your hip. So I'm going to be cutting the back. Guys, please, I'm so sorry, I didn't know what I pressed. I mistakenly deleted the video I made while cutting the front. You know, the front, this is a button down shirt, and the front is going to be having a button. Okay, so the first one I drafted out is for our back, so I was supposed to use it to cut for our front, but I made a mistake. I don't know what I pressed. I mistakenly deleted the video I made while cutting the front. So you know how to go about your shirt now. Like, your front is going to have 2-inch for button allowance. Okay, so as you can see, that place I folded, that is the button allowance. I measured 2-inch and I folded it for our button allowance. Okay, so I don't know if you understand, but I have a video of how to cut your normal shirt. I'll be dropping the link down the description box. So that is the only mistake I made for this video. The button, I did not film the front. I filmed it, but I mistakenly deleted the video. Okay, so what you're going to do, if you want to draft your front, just add the way you normally add for your zipper. Just add 2-inch for your button, then fold just the way I did. Okay, so that is it. So what I'm going to do now is, you know, this shirt has a basket fit by the side, so I'm going to, this is on here, I have my front and my back together, so I'm going to be cutting it now. So I'm going to be going up by the armhole side. I'm going to go up by 5 inches, but I later went up by 6 inches. So you can go up by 4, 3, 2, you can go up by 7, depending on how deep you want your basket fit to be. Okay, so as you can see, I went up by 1 inch again, so I'm going to be cutting that area out to be giving us that basket fit. So I went up by 1 inch and I'm going to reconnect it. Okay, you can use your ruler for this, you can use your free hand just to connect. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out this is going to make our shirt look like have that basket fit on the side, on the 2 sides. Okay, so this is both for the back and for the front. So guys, after cutting it out, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my front and I'm going to be working on the back. Okay, I'm going to be working on the back. So for the back now, I'm going to measure. I'll be drawing a straight line that's to connect on the other side. Then this I will be dropping marking a straight line down to indicate the center, just the way you see me doing. So your fabric should be open just this way, and I mistakenly drew a line on the bust, on the chest line, so please ignore that line. I was supposed to draw a line on the waist area. Okay, so I'm going to just take my tape and measure back my waist just to be sure, 18. So I'm going to be drawing a straight line on the waist. Please ignore the line I drew on the chest area. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go up by 3.5. You can go up by 3 inch, then come down by 3 inches down. So when you go up, and if you, for example, if you go up by 4 inch up, go down by 3.5. So same thing I repeated on this other side. I went up by 3.5 and came down by 3 inches. So what I'm going to do is, from the center line I drew down, I'm going to come out by 3 inches, 3 inches down. I'm also going to do same thing for the other side, 3 inches, then 3 inches from this side. Okay, so this is where our pleating is going to start. So I'm going to be giving this 3 pleating on the other side, 3 pleating on the other side, and the front is going to have, so altogether I'm going to be having 12 pleating, both the front and the back. So the back will have 6 pleating, the front will have 6 pleating. So this is it. So the pleating now, this is where I said if you want your pleating to be more, maybe you want your pleating to be 4 on each side, you're going to add extra allowance when cutting on your waistline area, just your waistline. Okay, because the waist is the only thing that is going to be snatched. So as you can see how I'm doing it, I'm pulling it up using my pin to secure it down just this way. Then if you want your pleating to be 1 or 2, maybe you maintain the same 5 inches you use for the bust and for the hip line area. So as you can see, this is what I have. And after pleating, I'm going to measure the back to make sure, you know, my waist is 40, my waist circumference is 40. So I'm going to make sure what I have on that side is about 22. okay, for the back. So I'm going to bring the front and use my pin to secure it down. That's the button area where I hemmed down. I'm going to use my pin to secure it down. After securing it down, I'm going to open it up like this so it can be easy for me. Remember, the pleat, where you're making your pleat is the inside of your fabric, not outside. Okay, that's the inner part of your fabric. That is where you're making. That's where you're stitching your pleat. I don't know if you understand. As you can see, this is the inside of this front. So I'm going to come down by 18, which is my waistline, then come out by 3 inches from there, come out by 3 inches from this side. I'll be connecting a straight line just this way, just for a guide. Then from that straight line, I'll be coming up by 3.5 inch, just the way I did for the back. Okay, just the way I did for the back. I'll come down by 3 inches, come down by 3 inches here, come up by 3.5 inches here. So I have gone ahead to pleat it the same way I did for the back. So I'm going to measure it again and make sure I have 22. So altogether what I'll be having is 44. Okay, the 4 inches is for my stitching allowance. Okay, so this is it. So like I said, if you want your pleating more, you add extra on the waistline area, just the waistline area. If you want it less, you maintain your 5 inches you took for the chest line and for the hip line. Okay, hope you guys understand what I did here. Please, if you don't understand, you can leave your question down the comment section, or you can as well rewind the video and play it again. You understand. This shirt is very, very simple. Okay, it's not tricky. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I went ahead to give it a good press. So make sure you iron yours, because this is a cotton fabric. If you want to see it beautiful, that means you have to use your iron. So this is the outside part. So the where I pleated is the inside. As you can see, the inside is where I pleated. That's from the 3.5 inches I came up by down to the 3 inches I came down by. Hope you understand. So this is the front for the back. That's the outside of the back, and when I turn it, this is the inside of the back where I pleated. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to I've gone ahead to hem it down as well for the back and hemmed it down for the front. So we're going to be cutting our sleeve now for this. Hope you guys understand. Okay, so for the sleeve now, this sleeve is not going to be tight, it's a free sleeve. So my sleeve is 28. That's my sleeve length is 28, but I'm going to be chalking down 23. I'm going to be removing 5 inches for my band. Okay, hope you understand. So I'm just going to measure SS. I'm going to be measuring SS, same thing I have on my chest line for the body of our shirt. I'm just going to chalk it down and just mark a line straight. So this is our normal sleeve. I'm not going to be doing anything extra, and I'm going to connect it down to the length, and I'm gonna cut it out. So I'm going to be, I just notched the center part. Okay, so we're going to be cutting our band now. So I'm going to bring my fabric again and cut out for the band. That's 5 inches that I removed when cutting my sleeve for the band. Okay, hope you guys understand. So I'm going to measure 5.5. The ½ inch is for joining allowance. Hope you understand, guys. So guys, I've gone ahead to cut out the 2 band for the 2 sleeves. So what I'm going to do now is to bring my the body of my shirt, join them shoulder to shoulder. So I'm going to place it front side facing each other, and I'm going to join the 2 shoulders. I'm going to make a stitch on the 2 shoulders just the way I'm demonstrating on the screen, and I'm going to go ahead to attach my sleeve. I'll attach my band before attaching my sleeve. So guys, I'm done attaching the sleeves, and I'm done attaching the shoulder to the shoulder, and I've gone ahead to join the sides. That's the sides of the body of our shirts, the sides. I've joined them together, and I've attached my band too. So I've opened that front place, that's the button side. I used my pin to hold down, that is open now. I opened it. So I'm going to measure my round neck, what I have from the front side, and what I have is 18. Okay, so I'm going to bring my collar steel, and I'm going to keep it on the fold just this way, and I'm going to be measuring 18 divided by 2 is 9, but I'm going to be marking down 9.5. The ½ inch is for joining allowance, so I'm going to mark it down just this way, and I'm going to mark a straight line just as a guide for our starting points, so that to know where our collar is sitting on. So this is the line. What I'm going to do now is to mark a straight line up. Hope you guys understand. We're trying to draft out our collar now, so I'm going to go up by 2 inches just this way, and that is what I have there. I'm probably going to go up by 2 inches on the other side from the center, and I'm going to connect a straight line just the way you see me doing. Hope you guys understand. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to be coming in by 1.5 inches from this side just the way you see me doing, and I'm going to slant my tape and come up by 2 inch. Okay, so I came up by 2 inch on this side. I'm going to connect a straight line, like a slanted line, just this way, and from the other angle, that's from the center, I'm going to be coming up by 1.5. You know, I came up by 2 inch from the other side. I'm going to come up by 1.5, and I'm going to mark a line to meet that 1.5 down, just the way you see me doing. So the next thing I'm going to do is from this side, I'm going to come up by quarter of an inch or 0.5, and I'm going to use my curve ruler to make a curve. This is going to give us that curve effect, that's for our collar to sit properly on our neckline area. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. After cutting it out, we're going to be installing it on our fabric. Okay, so I'm going to cut out the excesses, like the excess I have on the down part, just the way you see me doing, and trim out the curve area just like this. Okay, so when I open it up, I have my exact collar measurements. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to place it on a fabric just this way. The shiny part is what I will be placing on the fabric. Okay, that's where the gum is. So I'm going to have like excess fabric just this way. You know, we're going to be folding this into two. So I've gone ahead to, you know, iron it properly just this way. The other part I use the soft gum for it. Okay, so I just iron it properly this way, and I'm going to fold it like this and cut out the excess. Hope you guys understand. I'm going to cut out the excess just this way, and after cutting out the excess, I'm going to go ahead and open up the other parts, that's the down part. I'm going to open it up just like this. Make sure you have about half of an inch allowance so you can use it to fold it in. Hope you guys understand. So I'm going to give it a good press again, then fold it. This is a half of an quarter of an inch I said you should give it, or half of an inch, whichever one. So I'm going to be using my pressing iron to press it down, to hem it down just the way you see me doing. So the next thing I'm going to do now, after hemming it down, folding it down, I'm going to go ahead and run a stitch on it just like this. Run a stitch all the way. Please do not, that part you folded is going to be open, the upper side is where it will be closed. Okay, so I'll go ahead and run a stitch. So guys, I'm done running a stitch on it, like you can see. So I'll go ahead and just trim out all the excesses now I have all along to have my exact collar. Okay, so I'll just go ahead, trim it out. So if you've watched this extent, guys, and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you could be notified whenever we post beautiful videos like this. Okay, so let's get back into the video. So what I'm going to do now is the other side. I'm going to be hemming the other side. I'm going to fold it just the way you see me doing. I'm going to use my pressing iron to, you know, hem it down, like to hold it down just the way I'm doing on the, just this way you see me doing it. Okay, the way I'm just demonstrating on the video, you hem it down. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead to turn it outside now. Okay, so I'm going to be turning it. So after turning it to the front side, I'm going to use my scissors to push out the edges out. Okay, as you can see, I'm going to I've given it a good press, so I'm going to go ahead and run a stitch on the center just the way I'm demonstrating. So guys, I'm done running a stitch on it. As you can see on the video, this is the stitch, a straight stitch down to the other side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring out the body, like the shirt, our body, the body of our shirt dress, and I'm going to be attaching this collar on it from like one side of it. I'm going to be attaching one side of it. I'm going to be using the other side to fold the edges inside. So for now, I'm going to attach it just this way from the front side, just the way you see me doing. I'm going to attach it all the way till I get to the end of the other side. Okay, you can start from the center, that's by notching, but I'm okay with this like this. I'm okay with it like this. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I've gone ahead to run it round, stitch it all round. I'm going to be using the other side now to fold it in So I'm going to be aligning it properly, fold the edges, all those rough edges. I'm going to use that part and fold it in. Hope you guys understand. So I'm going to properly align it, don't rush, and fold it in till I get to the other side. So when I'm done, I'll show you how it looks. So guys, this is how it looks on my body. As you can see on the other side, this is the back view, and on the other side is the front view. Okay, as you can see, my pleats are 3, but if you watch the one on the thumbnail, the pleats, that the snatched area is just 2. So that is why I said feel free to do anything you want to do with your pleats. You can make your pleats 4, you can make it 3, you can make it 2, depending on how snatched you want your waist area to be. So we've come to the end of this tutorial. If you find this video helpful, if you find this video interesting, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and also leave a comment if necessary. I would like to know what you think about this tutorial down the comment section. And please, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do good by subscribing to this channel, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you could be notified whenever we post beautiful tutorials like this. Please remember to share this video. You might be helping somebody. See you on my next video. Bye.